Welcome to Live From Your Soul. I am Dr. Shaheerah, and tonight we're just going to talk for a few moments about the topic, I'm taking my life back. It is so wonderful when we understand that life is beautiful because we can begin again. We die daily. Every day is an opportunity for a brand new beginning. I was watching the eclipses that we've had recently and reflecting on the fact that each of them, they were blocking light. Either the moon was being blocked or the sun was being blocked. And I thought about us and the light that lives within us. Sometimes our light is eclipsed. And we know that the sun is the life giver, and that life presence within us is the life giver. So how we feel, it really does matter. We want to keep our vibrations high, and we want to look at, am I joyful? We want to take an inventory of the people in our lives. Become very mindful how you feel when you are in their presence. Are they nourishing or are they draining? Just notice. Just be mindful. And taking your life back, it has everything to do with you being mindful of your energy and being mindful of who is allowing it to thrive and who is draining it. Another thing you want to look at is your time, how you're spending your time, and again, with whom you're spending your time, and is that time well spent? It is not well spent if you are spending time with toxic people, even if you have known them all of your life, even if they are your relatives. We are energy, we are frequencies, and so is everybody else. So it does matter how we're spending our time. It does matter what we're doing with it and who we're doing, whatever we're doing with. So as I'm looking at this, taking my life back, it also means me managing my mind. And I begin managing my mind as soon as I wake up, because I know that I am creating my reality moment by moment. I'm co-creating with the Creator. I clearly understand now more than ever that we have this ability to work it in the unified field, that we can see the visions that Most High is dropping into our minds. And when we are doing that, we are seeing it and firming it up in divine mind. And in due season, out of the invisible to the visible, it comes. And guess what? It's science. So it matters. It matters whether you're in peace. It matters whether you're having joy. It matters the energies that you're allowing yourself to be around. All of that matters. Right now, it would behoove many of us to be in therapy. Why? We are in the most outrageous, turbulent seasons that we have ever seen. And no, we can't control what's happening on the outside of us, but we do have some control over what's going on the inside of us. And in this season, because it's so turbulent, you might need support. You might need help. I've been seeing a lot of those commercials and hearing a lot of good reports on a program called Better Help. Is it Better Health or Better Help? It's one or the other. That might be a good place to start. And if you have no resources for any of that, I offer you to journal. For many, many years, that's the way I got my psychotherapy. I would write on my journal, will you be my therapist? I have found for me that once I sit down and start writing from my heart and not be afraid to tell the truth to myself and to write it out on paper, to see it in black and white, my soul kicks in and begins to write through me. And I begin to get insight. I begin to get revelation. And I begin to get inspiration and instruction about certain matters that I might be working on at that time of my journey. So again, take your life back. Let your light shine again. Who eclipsed your light? What eclipsed your light? Reflect on that. And then make a decision. I'm going to take my life back. I'm not going to let one person or two people or a group, I'm not going to let them steal my joy. I'm not going to let them have my life. I'm not going to let an event that happened that could have been tragic as you know what. I'm still as God created me, and God still has a plan for my life. I'm taking my life back. These last few months have really been challenging for me. Why? Because I'm an empath, and I really have been feeling a lot of the world events. I've been feeling it on the inside of me. It's been stirring up some of my ancestral trauma, causing me to remember. You know, our bodies keep the score. Even when we don't know clearly what's going on in an intellectual way, we can begin to feel things in our bodies. And in this season, it really does behoove us to take care of our bodies, to relax as much as we can. Because, as I said, the environment on the planet is turbulent. And even though it is, we can still have some peace in our very souls. We must be mindful of that, though, and do certain things to help ourselves out, like taking a nice walk, like having your daily spiritual practice now more than ever, taking baths, talking with like-minded people, having a prayer partner. If you don't have one, this would be a good time for you to have one. For those of you who have done your mastermind groups, this would be a good time to start that back up or to be more diligent in it. Remember that it's not so much of what happens to us, it's what we do with what happens to us. Yes, pain is pain. We're going to all have it. However, suffering is an option. And suffering means when we keep on dealing with the same old, and not doing anything about it and expecting something to change. It's not going to change until we change. And the first part of that change is making a decision. Change your mind. And remember the first principle from Hermes, that all is mind. And since all is mind, we know that we are mind. We are an idea in the mind of God. And so is the idea of life. We partake of the life of God. Let's take a deep breath on that one. I partake of the life of God. I have no life of my own. I live, I move, I have my being in the mind of God and the life of God. I partake of the life of God. And that life of God is permeating every cell in my body right now. That life of God is permeating every cell in my body right now. The light of God is coursing through my blood, dissolving anything and everything that is unlike the God presence. The light of God is piercing my cells and clearing out any toxins, parasites, anything that is unlike the light of God. Thank you, God. Taking my joy back. Taking my joy back. I'm doing things that I love. I'm reminding myself that I deserve to be joyful. I'm reminding myself I deserve to love myself. I deserve my own love. And I deserve to be loved. And I deserve to be loving. Yes, thank you, God. Take your life back, sisters and brothers. It's all inside. I know we're living through turbulent times, but even in the midst of it, when we practice the presence of God, and when we have a personal relationship with God, even in the middle of it, we can be a model of peace. We can be an island of absolute peace for ourselves and for anybody that comes into our sphere. If you want to take your life back, you got to take your time back. That means you got to learn how to say no to some things. You have to be honest with yourself. Is what I'm saying yes to, is it really serving me? Too often you're saying yes to things and your soul is saying no. That conflict, that frequency, that mixed up frequency will cause an illness. So practice. Again, take your mind back. Take your time back. Say no to all the things that your soul is guiding you to say no to. And lastly, you already know, forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. I'm going to tell you why that part is so important. People are attracted into our lives, and they mirror back to us, and they act out for us the type, the frequency of thoughts that we have held in our subconscious mind. And because it's subconscious, sometimes we don't know what's in there. That's another good reason to meditate, so that you can become aware of what is in your subconscious mind. And because it's subconscious and hidden, sometimes we have forgotten that we have had a certain thought pattern, even in our past, that might be showing up in our present. Forgive. Forgive everybody. Forgive you. Forgive you. And understand that people stood in line, took a number, just like at the supermarket. And they say, number so-and-so, may I help you? They came to help us. They came sometimes to show us that we weren't loving ourselves enough. We sometimes wanted people to love us more than we were loving us. That's not going to happen. Love you, and then love all others. Take your life back. You are deserving of the highest and the best. And you don't have to earn grace. Most High's grace is our all-sufficiency. God's grace is my all-sufficiency. Whatever's going on in your life, it could be an opportunity in your health for you to grow. It could be an opportunity with something going on in your family for you to grow. It could be an opportunity for something going on emotionally for you to grow. Mentally, mental health. It doesn't matter what it is. We can give thanks because God is on the playing field. And God can do exceedingly and abundantly above anything we could ever ask or dream. Take your life back. And take it back by taking your mind back. Take your time back. You do those two things, you will have taken a whole lot back. I am Dr. Shaheerah Stevens. I am the CEO of Transforming Love Community. We are a spiritual collective that has been in this world for 26 years, inspiring and helping people to transform. If these podcasts are blessing you, please go to our website, transforminglovecommunity.com. and hit the word give and know that you're planting into fertile soil. Until next time, enjoy your life. Take your life back.